So as I see the attendees, I see the attendees from many time zones, and I see the attendees who are the users of our demo account and who are our customers also, and I see the attendees who are the new users also. So keeping in mind that uh, there are people who doesn't know anything about into easy. In that sense, I'll be starting my presentation for today's webinar. So as Sharina have emphasized, the agenda of this webinar is to show the newly released features of IntoAEC and in the previous month, that is in December 2025, and this month in January 2026. So firstly, I'd like to list out the features. I think Shirana might have already shared. Out of it, the first one is 2D takeoff along with its AI capabilities. Second one is budgeting, and third one is fleet reminders. I'll take you through one by one. Let me go through 2D takeoff first. So before I go into 2D takeoff, I'll just give an overview of what 2D takeoff is. So to access this particular 2D takeoff module that I'm speaking about, firstly, you should be going into this clients section within the platform, clients or project section within the platform. And these are all the list of projects that you can see that a particular company manages. And I can go and select any particular project. So once I select any particular project, these are all the modules that we are offering as part of the platform. And we have this module segregated and into multiple sections. Let me get into this design and estimate section. Within this design and estimate section, we have a module called as 2D takeoff. So this 2D takeoff is all about you can actually upload your floor plan in the form of a PDF. So I have a floor plan uploaded already in the form of PDF in this particular project. So once I upload the floor plan, I can go ahead and edit that floor plan. So once I added this floor plan, earlier we had only the capability to draw the squares on the floor plan. We do not have all the capabilities that I'm going to present now. I'll present all the capabilities one by one. So initially when you upload the floor plan, the first thing you should be doing is setting the scale for the floor plan. So once I click on set scale, this measure tool will open, and I'm drawing a line on top of this floor plan. By seeing this floor plan drawing, I understand that this particular line that I have drawn is of 11 feet 6 inches. So once I set the scale will be set accordingly, and whatever the shapes that you are going to draw on the floor plan to take the measurements will be according to the scale that I have set in now. Now, as I have set the scale, I can take the uh, measurements on this floor plan. Let's say I'm taking the measurements of floor areas for flooring purpose. And for that, I can use this square tool. Before I'm drawing any kind of measurements, I can create any number of groups or sections. Let me create a group here. So when I click on create a group, I can create a section here like flooring, and I can segregate it into multiple modules like bedroom flooring, kitchen flooring, whatever it is. So I'm putting this bedroom flooring into this flooring bucket. So as of now, I have created this particular section and a section called as bedroom flooring. So now I can select any particular tool here that you can see on in the toolbox. So as of now, I'm selecting this square tool, and I can draw the measurements. I can draw the boxes, uh, which will be computed as a floor area in this sections. So if you notice the sections, I have created a section called as flooring, and under that I have one more subsection called as bedroom flooring. and this is the shape that I have drawn, and this is the measurement it have come up with based on the scale that I have set. I can change it, change the name of this. Let's say master bedroom flooring, master bedroom. So now I have taken this measurement for floor area. In the same way, I can take the measurement for all the bedroom floor areas in this particular flooring section for the bedroom flooring. Let me draw. Let me draw the floor area for these walk-in water bottles. I'll draw the floor area for this kids bedroom. So to do this, I have I can access this uh, polygon tool so that I can take the floor area of this particular bedroom over here, and you should be able to see that here. So this is about the square and polygon tools. Let me create another group called as walls, and let me draw the measurement for taking off the exterior walls. And I have created a group for walls now, and that you can see here. So to take the measurement of this exterior walls, I'll be using this line tool. So once you see this here, the measurement of the wall has been measured. I'll come to this particular curved areas at later point of time. So this is, I'm just training it as a wall. So this is about the length of the wall, and if you want to add the height of the wall so that you can do the estimates for painting, wall furnishing, something like that, you can just add the height for this particular wall. When I click here on it, and when I click on edit dimensions, I have an option here to add the height of the wall. Something like I'm adding like 9 feet, so that it will give the area of the wall. So this is about the line tool, and here we do have possibility to draw the circles also. So just to measure the balcony area in this diagram. And we do have this count option here. So this count basically we'll use for counting the components that are present in the floor plan. In this case, I'll be using this to measure the number of doors, number of windows, something like that. And in your floor plans, you can use this component to measure any kind of interior components also, like can be doors, windows, dining tables, sofas, wardrobes, commodes, whatever it is. You can use this tool to take the count of the objects that are present in the floor plan. For that, initially, let me create a new count group. and creating a group section called as doors, and then having this as doors itself. Uh, I just change the color to make it look better. So I have created a group and I have highlighted this font group. Now it is all about me going and clicking on in that particular areas where we have doors like this. And if you notice here that doors has been counted. In the same way, let me add a new count for windows or something similar. And I can take this count also. In the same way, how I am taking the measurements on count for this floor areas and walls, you can do the same for any kind of drawings. Like it can be for taking the estimations for uh, elevation, for fall ceiling, whatever it is, that would be the same way how you can operate. So if you notice here, the count of windows has been mentioned here. Now, whatever the capabilities that I have shown here is for doing all these things manually, for doing the takeoff manually. So once you're okay with it, if you're okay with it, you can just click on preview and estimate, and it will show the list of all the items that we have measured in the takeoff. And if it is okay, I can just click on create estimate, and it will be presented in the estimate view. It is all about you adding the rate per unit and creating an estimate and sending it to the customer. And since the estimate is not the scope of this webinar, I'm not presenting the estimate here. Let me go back into 2D takeoff. So this was the plan that I'm using. Let me delete all the measurements that I have taken so that I'll present you how the AI works here. So here you can see the Zaira AI icon, which is an beta version. We have launched recently the beta version of it. It is just about doing a single click. Once you click on this Zaira AI icon, what it does is it will analyze this floor plan, whatever you have uploaded, and it will give all the areas and counts and lengths of the walls, etc. So let's wait for a moment and see how the output looks like. And if you notice that AI have taken the measurements, and this is how it looks like. So as I said, this is the beta version of it, and we are completely improvising it. And you can see there is some discrepancy here. We are uh, correcting it in our upcoming phases. So this is how AI works, and you can see all the items listed here that AI have taken. If it is okay, and you can just click on anything to highlight it. And if it is okay, again the same thing. You can click on preview and estimate. Once you click on preview and estimate, you'll be presented with the table of all the measurements that AI have taken, and you can create estimate. If I go back, if at all I want to change anything on top of what AI have given, I can also do that. I can move, I can extend any measurement, something like that. So anything on top of AI have given, I can correct it if at all needed. So this is the AI capability that we have recently introduced, which is in the beta version. And I have told about this arc shaped walls here. So this also we are introducing a new tool called as arc tool, which will be coming in the toolbox, which gives the ability to you to actually draw the arcs also in the drawing that will be coming in our upcoming releases. So that's what I would like to say. So this is about the 2D takeoff and the capability of 2D takeoff. Now, uh, I'm done with this 2D takeoff. Let us move into our next feature, which is budgeting. Uh, this is one of the most asked features from our customers and prospects until now. So once you get into any particular client or project, you just have to get into this project management. And in the project management, you should be able to see this budgeting module. And when I click on budgeting, you'll be presented with this screen. Initially, this budget and actual cost will be zero. Okay. Before that, I'll just give an intro about budgeting. This is actually the project scheduling model. So this project scheduling is the place where you'll be planning the entire schedule of your project whenever you're getting a new project. And this is how it looks like. So the budgeting that we have implemented is an extension for this project scheduling. So I have some project schedule created for this particular project already. So for this, now I can allocate the budget. When I go into the budget, here you can see two sections now. One is the actual budget and the other one is actual cost. Let me explain about this actual budget. So before I explain about the actual budget, let me duplicate this tab. I just have to show the user permissions. So if once I go into user hub, this is the place where you'll be managing all your employees. And whenever I'm inviting a user to use this application, here in the settings, there is an option called as budgeting. You can give any of the permission for the new user or the existing user that you are inviting or updating. So approver as as for the user who have the permission to approve the budget. Creator can just create the budget and wait for approvers approval. And manager will have kind of a super admin permissions for budgeting. He can do anything. So this is about the permissions with respect to the user. Now let me jump into this budgeting. So here the first thing that we have is this actual budget, and I'll show how the budget can be added to a particular project. Here we have this link option. When I click this link option, you'll be presented with all the proposals you have sent to the customer, all the estimates you have sent to this particular customer, or you can add the budget manually also. If at all you have to add the amount from any proposal to the budget, you can just check this proposal and you can give what budget it is. We have segregated this budget into various categories. This might be a budget for procuring the material. It can be for labor or worker expenses. It can be asset expenses, or it can be any other expenses. You can bucket this budget that you are adding into any particular category. Let's say here I'm saying it as a material expense, and I can link this proposal to the budget. And since the user that I have logged in now is the manager for budgeting, whatever the action that he is doing is instantly approved, and that amount is actually added to the budget. If at all a budget creator have logged into the application, it will not be immediately added to the budget. Here when they link, a button will come where the approver or the manager have to approve this budget to be added to the actual budget. Until the approval is given, it will be sitting in the planned budget. So it will be sitting in the planned budget. Once someone goes and approves it, then only it will go and add in the actual budget. So in the same way, I have shown how to link a proposal to a budget. In the same way, any estimate also can be linked to budget. And just linking one estimate. Since, as I said, it is the manager login, whatever I'm linking, that is directly adding here. And I can add the budget manually also, irrespective of whether the proposal is sent or estimate is sent to the customer. My God. I'm adding something here. So you can see that this budget is also added to this cost. So you have completed adding the total project budget for this particular project, and you can set up some contingency amount also. So that contingency you can add here. You can add it as a fixed amount or it can be in percentage, and just putting 10% as the contingency amount, which is the safety net for your project. So out of this 3,50,541 dollars here, $35,654 is the contingency amount that you have kept aside for as a safety net for this particular project. And here you can see the representation where uh, out of this much budget, which is 3,55,541, is still unallocated, and only $1,000 is allocated to this particular phase. You can see that actual budget is allocated to this particular phase. Now I have this budget amount. Let me allocate it to phases. It is all about me clicking on any parent phase and adding that budget. And you can see that uh, 55,541 is the unallocated budget now. And let me add that amount also to any particular phase, any particular parent phase. And you can see most of the budget is already allocated to the phases. Once you allocate the budget to the phases, now you will be having an option to split this budget into the child items also. So I can split the budget into child items like this, child schedules. So this is the initial plan for your project. Now, as I am allocating the budget, let's say I got to add some additional budget also, and okay, I'll come to contingency later. So now I have added this actual budget to multiple phases of my project, and you can see most of the budget is allocated to the phases and the schedules. Now this is the budget. Let's talk about the expenses now. If you notice here, there is an actual cost dashboard card here, which will speak about the expenses that are incurred and how I can create expenses. I just have to click on this link icon on any particular phase, and there are two options. The first one out of it is from bills and expenses. We have a module called as bills and expenses. There, in that module, all the project expenses are being recorded already. It can be asset expenses, it can be labor or worker expense, it can be materials, it can be material expense, it can be time tracking, timesheet expense from the user, it can be expense from the purchase order, it can be expense from the work order. Whatever the expense is, whatever the expense is, all the expenses is already being registered in our bills and expenses module. I'll just show where it is so that you'll get an idea. So once I go into the clients and I go into any particular client in the financial section, you can see this bills and expenses. And in the bills and expenses, you can see all the expenses which are highlighted in this red color tab. So these are all the expenses that are being listed here. So these expenses you can link to any particular schedule phase or the schedule. So I'm just checking few expenses and I'm linking them. If you notice that this expense is linked to this particular case and the variance is 99.39% because out of this budget that is allocated for this particular phase, this is the amount that is spent, and you can see that a variance in variance percentage. And apart from that, I also can add the manual expense apart from this and expenses. I just have to click on this manual expense and let's say I'm adding some expense. So, sorry about just adding expense. And if you notice that the manual expense is also added to this particular phase, and since the expense have crossed this actual budget, that is showing the variance in the negative percentage. And whatever the operation that I am doing here, it can either be in budget or in this expense. It is bound to be approved by someone if at all these operations are being done by creator or approver. Since the user that I have logged in is the manager, there is no approval flow. So you can see this is how we can track this actual budget and the actual cost. And if you let me link one other expense also, just to show you the contingency. Let's say for this particular phase. And one more thing I forgot to say is that I have linked this expense to the parent phase, and this expense also I can distribute to what phase that I'm spending what amount. That also I can do just like this. And you can see the variance percentage in each and every phase and subchild level also. Let me add another expense so that I can demo the contingency. Just did not cross. So now you can see that the actual cost, the expenses have increased uh, than the budget. And whatever the analytics that are happening here, whatever the operations that are happening here, will be our schedulers will be tracking these things in the backend. Let's say you have crossed the budget by 80% or 90% or 70%, whatever it is. We'll be starting to send you the reminders saying that the budget is about to complete in this project and you have to take some action, something like that. So now you notice that the actual cost was greater than the actual budget that you have allocated to this project. And if at all you have to use the contingency amount, uh, here you have an option to request to the contingency. So if you notice, initially when I have planned this project budget, I have allocated 10% of the contingency amount, and that is not part of the actual budget. Now, out of this 35,644 amount, I am requesting 20,000 of the contingency amount to be added to the budget. And here you can see that breakup, how much you are using now and how much is remaining. Uh, and you can add this contingency amount. If you notice, the contingency amount is pulled to the actual budget. And here you can notice that 56% of the contingency amount is already used. So it is about the contingency. So this is about the budget tracking for any particular project schedule. So this is all about budgeting. So let me go into the third feature, which is the minor one, that is in the CRM. So when I go to the lead manager, here we have introduced a new option called as set reminder. This is the reminder for a lead. Let's say you have spoke to this particular lead today, and they might have said to you to contact after a certain number of days. After 10 days, they're going on a vacation, and they told you to contact after 10 days or after certain weeks. You can just set a reminder for this particular lead, saying that you should be reminded on 30th of this month. If you want to set a time, you can set a time. And you can choose how you have to get reminder. It can be app notification here, or it can be through both email and notification. It is all about you creating this reminder for a particular lead, and you will be automatically notified by the system. So this is one of the minor feature that we have added in this recent releases. So with this, I'm ending here. These are all the features and improvements that we have launched as part of our December and this January releases. I'm open to any questions now. Let me stop sharing my screen, and I'm open to any questions.
Thank you, Shashank. I'm sure this information was very insightful to everyone. And yeah, if anyone has any questions, you can ask here and Shashank can answer. Do we have any questions?
Yeah, so I have one
Yes, sir.
question. So in the expenses
So
is
your voice is very low.
while loading the expenses, project expenses, can
Okay.
we transfer this expenses directly from the tally, or we have to feed every time the expenses, the project expenses, actual expenses?
No,
We're not in, not feeding?
You should be feeding this expenses.
Pardon?
You should be actually feeding this expenses into the
We have to
system.
feed the
Yeah.
expenses.
Once you start using this IntoAEC system, you can use IntoAEC itself as your mainstream system. We do have all the accounting software features also here, as if the Tally have. You can use IntoAEC itself as the mainstream system.
But
And
as
if
of
at all,
today,
Mhm.
yeah,
please,
tell me.
please. Yeah, we are also bringing in a new feature in our next releases where we are giving an option to import the expenses. When we have that option, it is all about you downloading the expenses from the Tally, and you can just upload it, and all the expenses will be automatically listed.
Yeah. And the other question is, while they're doing the estimate, when we the AI mode now, so it calibrate everything, cabinets, doors, windows, everything. But
Yes.
the actual estimate is different, no? So we have to do civil work separate, then cabinet interior work separate. So how will you do that?
Currently, we have launched this beta version only for floor plans, and it will work properly for the floor areas, wall measurements, and counting the objects. It will not take the measurement of the interior objects. Currently, we are going to improvise and extend this to HVAC, interiors, elevation, everything.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have any other questions?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So, Session,
Yeah.
in regards to the takeoff, I see you used a very basic and standard layout. It did not have the fittings. If you look at a normal drawing, it will show you the fittings of the urinal, the washer.
Sorry. Your voice is breaking.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Hello?
yes, I'm
Yes.
able to hear you, but it is very feeble.
Oh, how do I do that? I think it's on the other side.
Yeah, it seems to be a bit better now. You can speak, sir.
Let me just close my door one second.
All right.
Now?
Yeah, it's clear now, sir.
Clear now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to say that you used a very standard and a basic floor plan for 2D takeoff, whereby in an architect's drawing of 2D or what the QS actually use is a very detailed drawing on a floor plan as well. That means it shows all the fit outs and all the fittings of the floor plan. And just as well, the contractor, the quantity surveyor, and the contractor would use the same thing to price a project. So I understand your point system on the quantifying of the numbers and those kind of things, but does it also apply to the water closets, the wash and basins? I know the one gentleman asked about more detailed fit out as in kitchen cabinets. To us, that's not relevant for now because it does generally do a linear meter ratio. Even the QSIS will use a linear meter ratio calculation. Like how would you use a square meter for fit outs in terms of cabinetry? So that's one. And number two is you said that you'll come back to something. Was it the wall? You only gave a length and not the actual radius through calculation. The true radial line segment will actually give you the length of the wall, but not the diagonal. I'm not sure. And then obviously you're going to still come back to how you edit the area that is generated and not really true in terms of aligning with the radius of the wall. And you said you're going to make a new tool to do that. Right. So my point of view firstly, the first question is, how do you quantify everything done in a more detailed plan? Is it able to do that, or is it still going to be, you're still working on it, the beta version?
Okay.
Because that's what the buyers or users are going to ask us.
Correct.
And that's engagement I've been getting with a lot of potential users.
Correct. So I'd like to take this question in two parts. First
Yes.
one, I'd like to talk about anything that we are doing manually. If we are talking about doing anything manually, yes, we have most of the capabilities. Even it suffice for not only floor plans, it will suffice for elevation drawings. It will be suffice for interior drawings also. So if we are doing this takeoffs manually, yes, we are good to go. until 80%, I can say. The only few things that we have, I mean, the only few capabilities that we do not have currently is one is the deduction tool, where you can take the area and you can deduct some area out of it. In case of elevation drawings, you will be taking the elevation area and you'll be deducting windows out of it, something like that, a deduction tool. And we do not have this arc tool where you can measure this arcs, and we do not have this edge detection where it will automatically go and fit in the edges of the wall that you're drawing. So this kind of capabilities, and we do not have this capabilities, terrain marking capabilities, where you'll be having capability to mark the terrains. So these are the few tools that we do not have in terms of the manual process. If you are covering this but these four tools which I have said until now, we're actually good to go 100% with respect to the manual process. And coming to the AI, yeah, as I said, that is in the beta version, and whatever I have shown as what we have. And the detections, I can say, that is around 70% accurate, that too only for the floor plans and only for taking the floor areas and wall lengths, and detecting the objects and taking the count of it. Apart from that, we have to improvise this model to work 100%, at least 95% with respect to floor plans itself. And then if we are able to achieve that, then we will be extending it to multiple verticals like elevation, interior, or HVAC, whatever it is. So that is a plan going forward.
Okay, going back to what you said, 80%, you can take it to a manual situation of compiling, and then you're basically stuck. Is that it?
Sorry, sir.
You said from a manual point of view, to work into AEC from a quantification point of view for the QA, you can only use it maximum to 80%.
Yes, as I said, we do not have the other tools that I have listed now. Like it can
Okay,
be arc, it can be drawing terrains or something like that.
20%.
Yes,
So that
yes.
makes up the difference. So is there any solution? What I'm looking at is the solution on the 20% that not achieved yet. How would the client actually overcome it?
We are working on it. We will be releasing all these tools that I have told until now in our subsequent releases.
So the way we can approach a client, we say to him, look, these are the items that are still being developed, or so we have to make him aware, because he can end up disliking the software if it goes to 80% and he can't move further.
Hmm.
So we have to give some kind of an alternative, add it manually or something like that. We don't want him to think about it, but we rather say, look, it's a tedious development that needs to happen, and the guys are working on it. Should be there the next version.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely, absolutely.
yeah. So that is one. And then when you go to AI and it automatically does the reading or analysis of the PDF, does it actually on your, maybe just open that screen again? Does it it does it automatically? But does it number it or label the walls? Because QSs generally work to a reference of a wall. It'll be INT, meaning interior wall 1, interior wall 2. And that is what is communicated to everyone that is using it or going to read or understand the plan.
Yeah. Yeah. So currently it is just representing all the walls it is detecting as just a wall. It is not representing it either an interior wall or exterior wall. And in our next phase, we are going to have this two annotations. It will be listing the interior walls separately and the exterior walls separately, and it will be a continuous line, and it will not be a breaking lines.
Okay, now for the QS to identify it, can he manually label it after AI has prompted it?
Yes, yes,
So at his own discretion now, but does that give you a reference to which wall it is on the plan?
yes, yes. It will.
Maybe
When I
just go
hover
back to
on,
that.
yeah,
Yeah. I'm joking. No, I think maybe there's one related to the costing uh, with the project management.
Mhm.
yeah. So if you notice here, I'm hovering on this particular wall, and if you notice here, notice this is being highlighted. I'll hover again. If you see,
Oh, with the orange line there.
yeah,
Yeah. So that means that's good because then the QS or the user can label it to his own.
yes,
Because let's say all external walls will be of one construction, you know,
correct.
and then interior wall will be of one construction method, but it will have different finish. You with me? So that's how one is able to spec the correct. Because even if an architect is working on his own frame, he can spec it onto this, he doesn't have to do that. Right.
Let me. I think I can do it and show. So now I have this walls. Let me
Yes.
create a new group, and now I'm not specifically dropping only the exterior walls, but I'll just show. If you see this particular wall went into the exterior wall, like that they can go.
So
Let
drag
me.
and drop. See that one.
They can actually move it.
Oh, you can move it up there. Okay.
Yeah.
Right now, go back to your new feature of adding the costing module to project management.
Okay.
And while you're doing it, when you say beta version,
Sorry.
so when you use the term, this is a beta version.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Excuse us for asking. We're not IT guys.
You're asking about the beta version, sir?
What does beta version mean?
It is like an initial version where it is in a state that it can be tested by the real-time users and it is not completely ready for production use.
Okay, so we can mention then it's a good explanation. When we do addressing a client, we can say it's a beta version. And I'm sure you'll ask AI what's the meaning of beta. But what I'm saying is we can advise him now the beta version is development stage, right?
Sorry, sir, your voice is breaking.
I'm saying beta
Become
version
very
we can
feeble again,
advise
your
the
voice.
client it's development stage
Yes,
and it's still to be finalized or
correct,
whatever term
correct,
you use on it.
correct.
All right, I understand. Now, if you go to this and
Mhm.
thereafter went to a situation where at many stages, no project manager or client wants to ever see this thing going above actual budget.
Hmm,
If it's going over budget, that means somebody is not doing the work,
correct.
right? So you mentioned you get flagged, and yeah, when a quantity surveyor or anything, and when a project is allocated the cost and the budgets are fixed. It's very unforeseen elements that are really ridiculous will have to come out of the contingency account, which will cover it, right? When we use a 10% marginal ratio. So one is there a way to block this off that is not visible to the design development stage? Or
Sorry, sir, I am not able to get you properly uh,
all right,
because
can
of
you hear
this.
me now? Can you hear me now?
So your voice
Yes,
is
yes.
still feeble, sir.
Huh?
Your voice is very low, sir.
Oh, maybe I had the mic covered. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we are able to hear you, but sometimes it is breaking and sometimes it is feeble. So I'm not able to get that
Oh,
complete sentence.
maybe it's because of the mic. Now?
Yeah, somewhat better.
Okay. What I'm saying is when the budget we always want to manage, and it's always the budget is always a secret thing between the client, the QS or whoever. Is
Correct.
this able to be switched off or not shared in the visibility of the project program?
Oh, you want this budget to be logged.
Yeah, either visible or hidden.
It should not be visible.
Hmm?
Okay. Okay. Uh, Currently, we do not have that option to make budget. I mean, here again, there is a case. You want that this budget to be not visible to any particular user or employee, or it should not be completely
Yes.
visible to anyone.
You got control of it. What I'm asking if you have control for visibility.
Yeah. We have that option. So in the user hub, to any particular employee, you can what you can do is you can just disable that budgeting so that this particular user when he logs in he cannot see the budgeting.
Yeah, well, this is standard in there, but now it was introduced in there into the interface. Okay. No, it's fine.
And
And when you say share this, how are you sharing it to any employee? They have to use the app.
sorry sir, how are we?
If you when you started off, you said you can share um, this to your client to anyone.
Hmm.
How do you share it to them?
Okay. Currently, we already have an option to share this particular project scheduling, whatever the schedule that you're
Yeah.
having here. We have an option to share the schedule. In the same lines, we'll add this sharing the budget associated to schedule also. So if they are allowing that option, they can actually log into the customer portal that is embedded on your website, and they should be able to see the budget that you are allocating for each and every phase.
Okay. All right. I think let me not take your time. I'll continue. If I have to send you a mail or discuss it, I can always send it. You continue. You don't have to take your time up with the rest of the participants.
Sure, sure, sir.
Do we have any other questions? Sashank sir, I wanted to check with you, like, what are the other, feature updates that we can see in the future, something that would be beneficial for our users?
Yeah. Going forward, we are mostly improvising the subcontractor portal and the vendor portal that we already have. We are giving an option for the for the users of IntoAEC so that they can assign the tasks or schedules or any work to the subcontractors also, and the subcontractors also can mark their daily log of the progress that is happening in our site. Along with that, we are introducing many other features with respect to the procurement workflows. So that's what we are going to work in the span of next 1 month. That's what I can say.
Okay, sir.
And along with that, as if I have said now, we are continuously working on improvising this takeoff with AI. And for every release, you can see an improvement. I can see that the AI model is getting improved with respect to takeoff. And also, we are working on the Estimate AI agent. What the Estimate AI agent does is now with this 2D takeoff AI agent, you are able to detect the areas and measurements. But with the Estimate AI agent, all this measurements or areas that you are taking from 2D takeoff AI agent are being shipped to Estimate. Once you ship these measurements to Estimate, you can just give a prompt on each and every line item. Let's say for flooring, you can mention that this particular flooring area I am going to do the flooring with granite tiles, and this is the area will already be there. And what AI agent does is it will estimate what is the material that is required to complete that flooring for that particular work, and it will list out all the material, and it will list out all the prices for that particular material based on the region or the country that the query is coming from, and it will give the list of bill of materials to complete that particular work along with the worker cost. So this is what we are working on with respect to the estimate AI agent, which will pull in the real time prices and the materials. So this is one of the increment we are going to do.
So, as we come towards the end, I want to thank you all for attending the session today. I hope it was useful for you in some way or the other. And we are actually planning to come up with more webinars in the future. And for the next webinar, I will be sending all of you an invite and along with the date and timing. And meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can always email to me or reach out to any of us from IntoAEC. And also know that we have a customer support available 24/7. So if you go into the IntoAEC website, you will see a chat support and you can always reach out to us through that. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, Shashank sir, for your time, for your taking your time to explain all the features to all our attendees. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Have a good day.